Yeah, for sure. So, so PIMs are very similar to almost any system that or retailer, supplier, anybody has, right? You're only as good as the information or the inputs, outputs of that system. And, and PIMs have done a great job realizing there's an item problem out there. And item is different, right? Like ERPs, they handle item to a certain extent. But what they don't handle is they don't handle, well, I need to feed specific information to my WMS, to my e-commerce site, maybe to some third parties, so on and so forth. And so the PIMs really were born out of the fact that item information, I need this central place where marketing, where supply chain, where my merchants can all collaborate. And then that information needs to be dispersed to other systems. But so much of that base information comes from their suppliers to start everything, right? Whether it's I use the PIM in order to evaluate the items I'm even going to go buy, or I do that manually and then I bring them into the system and it feeds the PIM. And that process where a supplier is trying to share their item information or a retailer, distributor, grocer trying to gather that item information is really where that like contentious, manual, time-consuming process happens. And then so really where we look at the world is, just like the ERP, just like everything else, you need to partner with your supplier community if you want to make a difference there. And a lot of the PIMs have maybe gone and, they've created a portal that they allows customers to go enter their information in, which is a great start. But a lot of companies have systems that they want to integrate with. And in a PIM, in order to specialize, these customers want to send it from QuickBooks and these want to come from NetSuite, and they maybe another PIM, maybe it's their competitor, right? Like a supplier is using a PIM too. And so where SPS kind of sits in there, at least where we believe that the need there is, PIM is great. If you have a PIM, that's awesome. A lot of companies don't have PIMs, whether it be money, time, other priorities, whatever it might be. You still need to engage that vendor customer base. And that's really where we believe like the fruit is on the tree, like still hanging there, like for us to go grab is like, how can we help enable those vendors and those retailers to work together to seed that better into the PIM and then allow the retailer to use that as their core competency of where does that information have to go? Well, how do we use it? How do we disperse it? So on and so forth. So we really started to look into like partnerships with PIMs and as how do we help augment them? It's not a SPS Commerce or another competitor of SPS or like EDI versus a PIM. Like there is a need for both of them again, because EDI, just like, in the order space, item data is no different. It's only as good as what I can collaborate with my vendor community on. And then what do I do with that information after I have it? Just like ERPs are not, great at going out and getting information from your suppliers. They're not good at following up. Did I get an ASN? Am I, that information? PIMs are just the same thing for item.